Very good morning to all of you, my dear students. Welcome back to the class once again. Now we will see about, so the next topic that we have to see over here, what are the attempts the government has taken to set up this decentralization in India, as it is amended in our constitution that there will be a third level of government, that is local government, and local government will have to be given powers as well as authorities and even revenue also to work further in the direction of progress. The need for decentralization was recognized in our constitution. So it is now constitutionally guaranteed to the people of India, to the citizen of India, that they will have decentralization at various places. There have been several attempts to decentralize power to the level of villages and towns. So that was the beginning. Villages and towns was the first one where decentralization was started practicing. Panchayats in villages as well as municipalities in urban areas. So the local government is known by the name of panchayats in the villages, and it is known by the name of municipalities in the cities or the towns. So panchayats in villages and municipalities in urban areas were set up in all the states of India, which were directly under the control of state governments. So state government was taking care of this local government, which is known by two different names at two different places. In villages, they are known as by the name of panchayats, and in cities and towns, they are known as by the name of municipalities. Okay. Elections to these local governments were not held. So this is one of the issue or the problem when it was there, that the elections to these local governments were not held regularly. They were not doing elections. They were just electing some people from their own. So there was no election type of thing going on. Local government didn't have any power or resources of their own also. So in the beginning, so when this thing decentralization started in the beginning, so there were various issues. Local governments were not having power or the resources of their own, means the state government was not transferring or not giving their power to this local government. So there was very little decentralization effectively, in effective terms, that I want to say for here. So let us see what happened next, what have the government of India has done. Let us see steps towards decentralization. So we have seen the attempt. The various states have attempted to start decentralization, but they were not ready to give power and control or even the amount of money or revenue to the local government so that they can work for themselves. So what are the next steps taken towards decentralization? We have seen the attempts. Let us see the steps towards it. A major step towards decentralization was taken in the year 1992, when the constitution was amended to make a third tier of democracy more powerful and more effective. So it was the year 1992 when the constitution was amended. So it is very important for MCQ purpose also, for your examination, for your board exam, that when was the constitution of our country was amended to include the third tier of level or third level of government. So it was the year 1992. It was now constitutionally mandatory to hold regular elections. So this is a very good question over here. A lot of time have been asked in board exam these questions. What were the steps taken towards decentralization in India according to the constitution? So first point is what? It was now constitutionally mandatory to hold regular elections to local government bodies. So now there is election system every year or in every 5 years, so that they can elect the right representative for taking care of that particular village or of that particular cities or town. Means mandatory to hold regular election. That was the first point over there. Now the second point, seats are now reserved in elected bodies, and the executive heads of this institution for the scheduled castes, scheduled tribes and other backward classes. So seats were reserved for these people, scheduled class, scheduled tribes and even OBC, other backward classes, so that they can take part also in decision making. They can also win the seats over there in the local government so that they can take care of their community as well. So that's why these people were also given the opportunity to be elected in the villages or as well as the cities also. Third point, at least one third of all positions, if there are suppose if there are 90 seats available in a particular place, then one third of all means one third of 90, that is 30 seats will be reserved for women also, so that they can move towards women empowerment also, so that they can move so that they can promote the decisions making of women also, so that they can give opportunity to the women also. So one third of all the positions were reserved for women as well. That was the third point. Next, let us see what was the next step. An independent institution called the State Election Commission has been created in each state to conduct panchayat and municipal elections. So now there is a state election commission also, who will conduct election at panchayat level as well as in the cities also, in the municipal level also, municipal election. This state election commission is independent, means no one is going to order the persons who are working in the state election commission, means they will not be under any pressure from anyone. They will be independent. You can see over here, independent institution, means the state government cannot pressurize even the panchayat and the municipal, they cannot pressurize this election commission to work for them. Next step, number 5, the state governments now are required to share some powers. That was the thing I was talking about. That is why one of the reason is that in the beginning decentralization was very weak in our country. But now from 1992, according to the amendments, the state government are required to share some powers and revenue also, means amount of money also, with local government bodies. So what are they just taking? The state government, most of the state governments are just taking benefit of this word some powers. So they are giving some power. Some power means 1 power, 2 power. So the nature of sharing varies from state to state. That is the thing over here, because it has been written in the constitution that state government will share some power. So some of the state government are sharing power, or some of the state government are even not sharing also. So the nature of sharing the power is varying from state to state. It is not equal in every state. So that the state government, maybe maybe it is right or not to say that they are dominating over this local government. They are giving some power, they are not giving some powers also. Even they have to share some revenue also, some amount of money also, for the welfare of that village or the city as well. So let us move ahead. These are the steps towards decentralization in India. Now we will see about Panchayati Raj system in the next topic. So we have seen, students, we have seen that what were the steps taken by the government towards implementation of decentralization in India, or decentralization means giving the power or sharing the power with the local government. That is all. So we have seen the steps taken by the government according to the constitution. Now here you have to understand this full system, Panchayati Raj system. So I will try my best to explain you the details. What is this system all about? So rural means we are talking about the villages now, first of all. So the rural local government is popularly known in India by the name of Panchayati Raj system, that is Panchayati Raj. So when we are talking about Panchayati Raj, we are talking about the villages, about the system of government in villages we are talking about. So there is a Gram Sabha by the name of Gram Sabha that exists in villages, where all the adult member of that particular village will be the member of that Gram Sabha. We know by Sabha means meeting. So there will be a meeting conducted, and who will be in the meeting of that Gram Sabha? All the members who are above 18 or 18 years and above. They are all the adult members of that particular village will be the members of that Gram Sabha of that meeting. Also, they can participate. Means we can directly say that all the voters in the village are its members of Gram Sabha. Gram Sabha, they used to conduct a meeting for that particular village, you know, for the welfare of that particular village, so that they can take various decisions and implement government schemes as well. So in that meeting, who will be there? Who will be the members? All the voters will be the members of that meeting. They can participate in that particular Gram Sabha meeting. This type of meeting is conducted twice or thrice in a year. Let us see further. A Gram Sabha has to meet at least twice or thrice in a year to approve the annual budget of the Gram Panchayat. Now, there is a new term over here, Gram Panchayat, that I am going to explain you. So what they have to do, Gram Sabha, they meet twice or thrice in a year. They used to have a meeting and they used to approve the budget, annual budget of the Gram Panchayat. And even this Gram Sabha is also meeting to review the performance of the Gram Panchayat. Now we can see over here by this statement, it is quite clear. The Gram Sabha is on the top. Gram Sabha is above Gram Panchayat. So the Gram Panchayat is working at the local level. They are working and their performance is reviewed by the Gram Sabha. They will have to, Gram Panchayat will have to present a budget which will be in what will be there in the annual budget. There will be it will be written in a statement that we have planned that we will sink 100 tube wells, we will erect construction of roads, we will erect temple or masjid, we will do this and that. That will be the budget. In that budget, and amount of required amount of money is also written at the right hand side in that budget. So Gram Sabha, the meeting, in that particular meeting, all the adult members will be there in the meeting. So they will say whether this annual budget should be passed or it should be there, or there is need of any change also. They will say in that meeting, they will discuss in that meeting, and they will also review the performance of the Gram Panchayat in the last year. What they have done in the last year, they will review the performances. Means they will again see the budget of the previous year and they will talk and they will discuss with the Gram Panchayat whether these budgets, what were the budgets in that particular last year, have they fulfilled all the things or not according to the budget, have they worked according to the annual budget or not. So their performance will be reviewed and the annual budget of the next year will also be discussed in that Gram Sabha, which is used to meet twice or thrice in a year. Let us see further about what is Gram Panchayat. ये Gram Panchayat में कौन लोग हैं? Who are their people? Each village or a group of village in some state has a Gram Panchayat. So almost each village in the states, all the states have a Gram Panchayat. So there is, this is also a council of members. Now let us see who are the members of this Gram Panchayat. Each Gram Panchayat is divided into several wards consisting of a group of families of a village. Suppose, let me give you example that a village consists of 300 houses. 300 houses are there in a particular village. Then if you will elect one person to take care of those 300 villages, then it will be quite impossible. It will be impossible to take care of all those 300 houses in a village. So what they used to do, the people of the village, they used to divide the number of houses into different or smaller portion or smaller part. Those smaller part or portion is known as ward. Suppose they have divided 300 houses in by 6, means it means that they will have 50 houses altogether, and they will have 6 different type of division in that village. 50 house into 6, it will equal to 300. So they will make smaller unit of 50 houses in that village. So those 50 houses will be taken care by one of the member that they are going to elect again. Now this particular smaller unit are known as wards. Each ward elects a representative called the ward member or the punch. Now here comes the representative, means those 50 houses. So among those 50 houses, one person will be elected and that person will be known as ward member or the punch. So that representative will represent those problems or issues of those 50 houses. So that is the thing that they are going to do over there. they are also known as ward member, they are also known as panch also. Panch are directly called, elected by the adult population living in that ward. So the members of those 50 houses will only directly elect that panch, who will be the ward member in that particular village, and the decision making body for the entire village. So living in that ward or the village in which the decision making body or the people who are living in that village or in those 50 houses, they will only directly elect that ward member. The members of the Gram Sabha, also they elect directly Sarpanch or Mukhya, or known as Pradhan also, who is also the Panchayat president. Now all the adult population of that 300 houses, you know, all together, they will elect one more person who will be known as Sarpanch or Mukhya. Means all the voters of that 300 villages, of the 300 houses, they will elect one more person among them, and he will be or she will be known as Mukhya, Sarpanch or Pradhan. Now the ward members, all the punch, the ward members of the smaller units and the Sarpanch, they all together form ग्राम पंचायत. तो वार्ड के सारे पंच, जितने भी पंच, कितने पंच हो गए, अगर 6 डिफरेंट यूनिट बना था, 6 वार्ड बना है, तो 6 पंच will be there and there will be one sarpanch also. They will all together form gram panchayat. Now the gram panchayat will work under all supervision of that gram sabha. gram sabha यानी टॉप में है, सारे members 300 villages के सारे 300 houses के सारे members जो adult members है, they are the members of gram sabha and they will supervise the work of the gram panchayat. So that is all in this class, my dear students. We will meet again in our next class to discuss further regarding this Panchayati Raj system. That is all in this class, my dear students. Stay at home and stay safe. Bye bye. Take care.